We now return to Let's Play Cleopatra. I think I'm going to go ahead and put in another smith here, and it looks like we're kind of out of copper, so maybe I should bump this back up to 2. Looks like we got food out here. These guys are just having problems with the desirability, as we knew they would. These guys have not had food yet. I really should have... I feel like I jumped the gun by just opening up that with a bazaar. I should have waited until I had a granary, and then they could have gone for longer, got everyone in. But, you know, I mean, eventually this will all just trickle in, and I think that's probably where we're going to have to be. I want my weapons to store up, but given that I've only allowed them to take a quarter, they will have half of a company's worth. We still don't really have the food, although with this many ships, I would expect so. But we do have the people, so let's put in another hunter's lodge. And I'm hoping to have... I think what I'll do, although I don't know, we are kind of getting some weaponry now. But I think what I will do... Well, maybe I should put some people down is what I should do. Because it kind of looks like we're not maintaining that. Hopefully being next to that is not going to make that evolve. I really don't think the overpopulation is going to hurt me here. It might. But it's not any of the conditions that we need to meet. And we've got all our warships already. So we're fine. Alright. Well, I was going to do another company of archers just so I could have them as my first line of defense, but I think we probably want to be using some of our weaponry. I figured that would also give me time to build up weaponry. But I will need my spearmen if I do get invaded, so we don't really have a whole lot of room. I can put another archer there, maybe another archer here, and then maybe 2, 3 companies. Well, actually, I have a lot of room over here, never mind. They'll just have to march clear across the map is the only downside. But I feel like that's probably okay in the end. Ra is feeling apathetic. He needs a couple of new shrines. So, this is going to get exciting here in a minute. Okay. Fort infantry. Well, okay. In that case, I will build it here. I could build it in here where it's not actually going to affect anything. I just don't want it covering up the forest because that is what we are currently relying on. We are not going to make it. My importing habits are not going to do it for us. Why aren't we exporting that? Because they're too busy taking the copper. Alright. I've got the people. Let's just do this. Accept wood, and only wood. And we will empty the wood, and we will take 3/4 weapons. We'll have a company's worth of weaponry. And, yeah, I was going to tell it to get. Okay, we now got a person there. Oh, you are a bastard. I need 6. And I need to be stockpiling it. We need this, though. I think that it's important that we fulfill these requests. Okay. So if we're going to tell this to maybe get these, I guess I could have an extra down here that accepts it. And again, this is just to fill up population, nothing more. I know that every time I'm doing this, I'm adding to my wage. My wage expense is out of control. I need this guy desperately to be exporting stuff, though. We are hitting a point, I feel like, if I put in too many more woodcutters, that's going to be really detrimental. Although, I don't know, the map actually seems to be spawning. The map does seem to be keeping up. So maybe I can add a few more down here after all. The bad vibes are already dominant down here. It's not like we're hurting ourselves too much. And actually, we don't even need this anymore. We might, but let's actually just get rid of it. We've built all the ships we can. There's no reason to hang on to it, and if we have to repair a ship, we'll need like 200. Why aren't you taking this out now? How's this company? It's getting there. They don't have copper being taken to them. Because now he's busy putting in for recruiters. That's okay, we don't actually need the weapons right now. They can sit idle for a minute. I wish I could build another recruiter. So we're looking at 2 years from now, in-game. Speed this up to 100 and go down to 90. I've got an incredible amount of people in here for the mission, but that's okay. I'm willing to go down to... Oh, I'm not willing to go down to anything. He wasn't moving it because I was stockpiling it after I had just done that. Is this a trade ship bringing me copper?
I can't wait to trade my supplies.
I know. If this guy would get here. And I feel like that's a flaw in the game. I don't feel like that the Pharaoh should request goods that I have to import. Because it doesn't make sense. They could easily just request it from the place where they can import it. You know, I mean, why is that not a thing? And more to the point, why aren't we selling this goddamned wood? I don't have that much money. I need some help here. I have nothing else I can export. I could do grain, and I can do luxury goods, but I can't import gems to make anything. You can't do anything. This game, or this mission in particular, I should say, is definitely not meant for anything large scale. You are meant to prepare for this final battle. And, well, okay. I really don't like putting them up against that, but we definitely need at least one more up in here. Feeling apathetic. I think we'll just go ahead and put some more shrines in. We need buckets of fish, because of course we do. Alright, we'll take fish. To a quarter. I see these guys sitting here, so I know we've got it. Beg your pardon? Bastards? Okay, fine. Empty. Empty that food. I literally just saw this guy come up here. Why has no one come to take the food yet? They're emptying it into this one. Alright. I think that's it. So now we can empty that. We can start getting again. And we can start accepting. I'm very, very curious to see what doing these requests are actually going to do for me. I mean, they're increasing my kingdom standing, but that means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. A new trade route. Ah. Okay. And they will buy wood. They will also sell gems. Does buying that open up? It does. Okay. Well, so we'd go back down to half now. I mean, now I'm just getting right back into the problem that I was having. We will accept a fourth gems, and we will accept a fourth luxury goods. We'll come in here. We will now export all that, and we will import 400, 200. I will then take 2 jewelers, and I am hopeful that that will not devolve. Not that it matters. We've got the people. With that mindset, I could still line this too and have those devolve because it, again, doesn't matter. And will kind of help bump that down a bit. Just need to make sure we're keeping on top of all of this. I need my weapons to restock. I am afraid I don't have any. What did that say? City wants 1,600 wood. Three-fourths of the yard ought to handle that. I know that's a bad thing, having the gems way up there that they have to drag all the way down here, but not really. Storms are raging and rough waters threaten to tear trade ships apart. It could be months before the winds calm and merchants dare come here. Again, great. I will take those. I have not been paying attention to see if the goat guy has been coming along and trading with us on land, and well, we don't have any land. We are all sea trade here, so it's a big thumbs up right there. Well, it means we won't be losing anything to importing, but it means we won't be making anything to exporting, and wages are not inconsiderable at this point. Hopefully with my kingdom standing, we can still get a kingdom loan. I do not know if, putting this down, I can collect taxes, but I'm not sure if I have enough saved up that I could then dump it into my own economy. We'll just leave it. I don't need to worry about it right now. What I need to worry about is getting another unit of spear boys. And they will be half full. We are there. Okay, well, we're not stockpiling anymore. Yes, I know. And we don't actually need to hold on to the wood, right? We'll hold on to 200. Just for repairs. I'm not sure how many waves there are going to be. We are now in the year. So they're going to start in September and then go for another year and a half. Another year and a half we have to hold on. So we might actually get another one of these by that time. Maybe not. By looking at this, it looks like we're going to get half that. We're going to have a half company. Alright. We still got plenty of people. Ra has seen enough shrines to be happy. This is good. It's going pretty well right now. Maybe I do need another trade post, though. Because this is not coming down here because we're focusing on this too much. To the point that I could probably just shut these down. Like I said, I don't think we're going to make any more than we've got. We've got enough for that company. 4 months. Alright. Time to make a save. Now, with the 4 months, when they hit the 1 month, then I will start moving my troops up here and get them prepped, and then I will get my ships up in here, get them prepped as well. You can see that we are full up on fish to the point that we no longer are able to bring that in. And maybe 1 month will be too light. When it gets to next month, I should probably do that. Although moving at the slowest possible speed, I should be able to bounce back and forth. Yeah, we're going to have a demi company here. Will arrive in 1 month. Okay. We're going to lower that down. First things first, let's get these guys going because I may not need... Oh. May not need those if I can kill incoming transport. I feel like they're going to come from the west, but I do not know that. So I'm just going to kind of spread them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are the one that's missing. Perhaps putting them all right here would be a good compromise. By the time they get here, I might be able to attack them. Okay. Next, we will line up tight formation here. You, tight formation here. You, tight formation here. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. How about here? You guys come up in here as a support role. Support further on. And this company, I'll take them now. Now the thing is, maybe I should spread them out because I believe those ships can fire back. But we will find out here in a moment how well this is going to work for me. Can I get you guys to come a little bit closer? There we go. And maybe I can get them to move up a little bit tighter. I mean, why would they put this much water here if they weren't going to come from that angle? I'm afraid they're going to come up in here, though, and land. Alright, we've got plenty of that. They've got 200 units stored. Let's move a little bit forward here. Is Ra on my side? He is, but I don't think he's going to help with anything. This is it. Need to speed this up a little. Just enough. How about you guys rotate your company? There you go. Same with you. Rotate your company. Makes them a little bit more useful. Two and two and two. How about you come over here, and then you come over here. May the gods watch over us, or in this case just Ra. Ah, moon. Alright, here we go. They are coming on the western side. Okay. So, let's ratchet this back down. And I need to get you guys over to here as quickly as possible to form a line. I'm hoping as a transport, we've got 2 transports there and 3 warships. Okay, so if we can angle at the coast, the shoreline here, I should be able to attack them first. I want you to actually come pop in over here. You guys need to rotate your company. Oh, are we already? Are you seriously attempting to... Ooh. Alright, it would be good if we all just kind of stayed together. Alright, let's ratchet this up just a little bit more. That's some ballista. It would actually be pretty amazing to pull these guys back so that they're within covering range of my archers. I want you to rotate company and come up here. I want you to rotate company. I want you to rotate company. Why are you guys bunching up right there? This might actually be a better idea. Oh, we sank them already. Holy crap. Okay, pull back now. Pull back into the arms of the archers. I think that's actually the way we want to go with this. Those are some freaking... Those are incredible ballista. The fact that we're not getting fired back upon is also pretty amazing. Pulling as tight to the shore as possible. Because I want support. Actually, maybe here. Now, what do we have here? Engage nearby enemies, seek and destroy. Okay, well, as soon as they get close to me, we'll have that. Actually, you guys probably need to be just a little bit closer. Form a nice little firing line here. It's not much of a blockade since we're not blocking off that. And they are getting a little bit close to that. Okay, we can pull up a little bit faster. I'm not really sure when the next wave is. So I hesitate to have these guys all go back home. Something tells me that the game is doing this for me as a favor. I really don't believe we ought to be able to take this. Company can't reach, but they also can't fire far enough. That's incredible. Alright, guys can go home now. For no other reason than just to preserve morale. This one apparently does need some repair. Now, just because that's where they came in this time doesn't mean that's where they're going to come in next time. Alright. You son of a... we will, however, set everyone back up that way. So come this way. That's kind of what I figured was going to happen, but I thought maybe it would give me a little bit more time. There might even be a third wave at this point. Okay, you're not going anywhere for repairs, so you can come back here, and you can come back here as well. This is the one that's not doing anything. So apparently none of them were damaged enough. Oh, actually, it was this one. But it seems to be fine now. Okay. It was parked here. I was not paying attention to the fact that that was not a port. Right, so... this didn't really help too much, but... we'll just go ahead and line the shore again, I suppose. We're at 16 and perfect morale. Did these guys ever get to 16? They did. And they turn right back around. Let's go ahead and save. And I think we're about to witness the end of the game. Money is now in the positive. Ra is perfectly happy. I still feel like they could come from somewhere else where we're going to need these guys on this side. But then what if they come from over here? Then what am I going to do? I feel like just altogether they're not terribly useful. We're putting all of our hopes and dreams in the range capabilities of my ships, which admittedly are pretty good. They do have it down. Maybe at this point, since I now have full companies, Let's do a fort of archers. Oh, I can only have 6 apparently. Okay. We still have an entire year to hold up on this. Oh, oh, same place. Interesting thing about this is that historically, the Egyptians would lose this battle. So we are kind of rewriting history for the sake of letting the player win a game, which is kind of partly why this is an unnecessary bunch of missions. Because, you know, you could have just foreshadowed that this was going to happen and had the last mission be the victory. I think we need you to come up here. I love the fact that we can just shoot these guys at range and we'll probably annihilate them before they even get nearby. I also like the curving magic arrows that just... We might actually just be able to make it from here without even having to move them. We are giving up some firepower, but they're also getting close. And they are starting to fire back. So we'll do a fighting retreat. Pull them closer and closer in. Bring them down to my shoreline. And we got him. Trade route is now closed. Trade route to Athens. Was that vital? Well, no. No, it wasn't. Alright. So I'm hesitant to set these guys home. Their morale is fine. That one can head off and be repaired. And they are rested. So we'll pull this back down and we'll see how many months they can go with just standing around before their morale takes a hit. If we get attacked one more time, where's the ship? Huh, I would have figured it would have gone to the shipwright to be repaired. Above average morale. Okay, so these guys are starting to pine for home. By the time I get them in their place, the difference between 100% and 90 is crazy. I don't think we're going to be attacked again. Crew fatigue goes down much much slower than the troops. Okay. Well, looks like we did it. Despite this being a misplay, I'm sure this would have bitten me at higher difficulty, but it looks like we're done.
With Cleopatra's deep treasury and Antony's genius for tactics, Octavian's fleet and veteran legions have been scattered to the four winds. Romans impatiently await the triumphant return of Antony and Cleopatra. Hand in hand, Rome and Alexandria will rule the Mediterranean for many more generations.
And that's it. That has been the Cleopatra expansion. Well, I think throughout the series I've voiced my displeasure with some of the choices. I understand why they put a little bit more of a focus on like military and sort of the monument building in this. It was to try and differentiate it from what Pharaoh did. I think obviously they did a little bit better with the the Poseidon expansion when they were doing Zeus, but ultimately that was a lot of more of the same. But it's a good game, so I'm not complaining about that. It was a true expansion to the game. This one is an expansion, but it felt more like it was taking the mechanics that were already there, and then they just tried to play with them in different ways, basically by forcing certain limitations on the player. I realized that a lot of the reasons we had to come back to a map and rebuild was because the game engine, I guess, was not sophisticated enough at the time to be able to have an entire city in memory and brought over. How they managed to do it with the monuments then is questionable. If they could do it with that, then why couldn't they do it with the rest of the map? But that's what I read anyway. That was the whole reasoning for having to rebuild the city again and again. Not the most interesting when you have to do that, because when you think about it, I mean, if the map had carried over time and again, this would have been half the expansion that it was. Yeah, not super thrilled that they chose the other half of the expansion to be the military aspect, just because again it is so clumsy in this game. But you know, I do applaud them for the choice of trying to make it something different than what it was. You know, I don't believe Caesar. None of the Caesars had expansions. It was just 1, 2, and 3. And then Emperor probably would have had an expansion, but they opted to go for that update, the 1.0.1.0 update that just added a few new maps. So they saw the writing on the wall, I guess, and decided, hey, we can't actually do much beyond what we're doing now, so we're not even going to do a full expansion. We're just going to release a little bit more. So Zeus, I feel like, was the pinnacle of what they got. They completely changed the formula for Zeus, but they took what they learned, put it into Emperor, and I don't know. You know, great games all around, but I feel like just with their limitations of their own engine, and the fact that it's a city builder game, you can only do so much with it. I mean, and it's not just them. You know, the Impressions games are not just like that. I mean, think about how formulaic the Anno games are. Like you're playing the same game all the time, and that's not a bad thing because it's a good formula that works. Aside from the what was it, 2205 or whatever, the one where it was not really an Anno game. But you know, I mean, so you can only do so much when you keep the same engine, the same formula, but that's what makes it so iconic, and that's why these games were so popular, because they got something that worked. So, again, I applaud them for trying to take something that worked and just squeeze a little bit more in there to make it interesting, but ultimately, I just, whatever. Yeah, So, that has been Pharaoh Cleopatra expansion. I really don't think I'm going to go into this one and do a sandbox. I just don't feel the need to, and I think the maps, I might be wrong. Let me get out of this here and see if I can go into a custom mission here. Yeah, I think the maps are all... Oh, well, they do have sandboxes. Okay. No military activity, just city building. The Sun Temple, though, huh? Did we build the Sun Temple? This is probably the original that I don't remember. Well, I don't know. Okay, I was thinking, you know, I don't really want to come back to this, but maybe I will. I don't know. It'll be a while if I ever do. I guess it depends on what the new Builders of Egypt is like. If that's a replacement, or if I'm going to be disappointed and want to come back and work on this again, just out of nostalgia's sake. But anyway, I'm going to end this series. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next Let's Play.